Welcome to CIS 551 Project Management. My name is Dr. Schuessler. I'll be your professor this semester. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of introduce you to the Blackboard shell that we'll be operating in and kind of describe how it looks and help you navigate the site a little bit better than you might otherwise be able to do. So depending on the number of classes that you're enrolled in and things of that nature, your screen's going to look something like this. I'm going to go ahead and click on Project Management and jump on into that course. First thing you're going to see is our home page, and just some of the basic information: Project Management, CIS 551, my name. I've incorporated a Twitter feed into the home page. This allows me to kind of quickly send out messages to this course as well as other courses. At the same time, to be able to receive information from you guys. So if you have something that you need to get a hold of me very quickly, and you're not around a regular computer, but you've got a smartphone, you want to tweet something real quick, send something to me that way. I do try to organize things by looking at things like, or by using hashtags. So for example, I've used a hashtag here for CIS 519, hashtag for CIS 551. So I do try to use hashtags to organize my tweets. So if there's something specific that I'm targeting towards a class, that's what I'll do. So you can keep track of things that way. The syllabus is here. I will be creating an additional video a little bit later to kind of go through the syllabus in more detail. But if you want to look through it yourself, you're free to certainly go ahead and do that, and it's located right here. And then at the end here, I've got technical assistance and acceptable use policy. So there's information about contacting the Blackboard help desk if you need to, and what you can and can't do using the Blackboard system and things like that. They're really very, very helpful, and they've really got pretty generous office hours as well. Most of the time they can help you over the phone if you're having an issue. Otherwise, in a lot of cases, they can remote into your system and correct issues that way. So be sure to take advantage of that resource if you're having problems. As far as navigation over here, you'll see there's the home page and the syllabus, and they really both just bring us back to this page. And I just wanted the syllabus link there to really draw your attention to it, but you actually have to open it from right here. Further down, we have deliverables, and when you go through the syllabus, you're going to see the deliverables described in more detail, but we've got a link to assessments, to assignments, participation, semester project, and exams. For assessments, let's go ahead and click in here, and you'll notice that all the assessments are already ready except for the final one for the post-test. All the assessments are worth 20 points with the exception of the pre and post-test. Pre-test is really designed for me to kind of gauge where you're coming into the class in terms of your understanding of project management. I compare that to the post-test that you'll take at the end of the semester to really kind of get a gauge for how much you've improved. And hopefully that's the case. Usually it is in normal classes. As far as the actual scoring starts with quiz 0, which is a quiz over the syllabus. It's really just designed to make sure you've read the syllabus and have a pretty good understanding of what's in it. It consists of 10 multiple choice and true-false questions. Are really pretty straightforward. I'd recommend printing out the syllabus and keeping that with you, or having it open in a second monitor, something like that, so you can kind of answer those questions easily. And then all the other quizzes are over the chapters. Each assessment is password protected using the word test, all lowercase T-E-S-T, and that's just designed to prevent you accidentally from starting one of the assessments. As far as assignments, they're also all open at the beginning of the semester. Assignments and assessments are really designed for you to be able to work ahead. I don't take late assignments or late assessments, so once they close, they're gone. You can't get back to them. Same thing on assignments. Once they close, you can't get back to them. So try to work ahead. As far as the very first assignment, you've got an honor code that you need to fill out and an information sheet that you need to fill out. Additionally, you need to attach a digital photo of your face that I use, that I embed in my gradebook to be able to associate a name with a face. As far as participation, there are various discussion topics that are posted, and they will continue to open up similar to what we've already talked about. They'll open and close throughout the semester with the exception of these very first two introductions and ask your professor and peers. All the other ones will open during the week in which they're due, and they'll close at the end of the week at 11:59 on Sunday evenings. So be sure and check in regularly. In fact, the syllabus, I believe, says at least once a day. Check into your Blackboard site. As you can tell, we've already had one person that's posted to introductions. Mr. Reddick has already posted, so certainly take advantage of that. We're going to be doing a group project this semester, so go ahead and introduce yourselves and become familiar with each other because you're going to be working with these individuals. As far as the semester project, it is a group project, and I'll assign those groups using the feedback that I get from those information sheets and the scores that you get on your assessment pre-test. As far as the assignment itself, semester project, you're going to be doing an analysis of a project that's occurred in the past, some sort of an IT project. I try to give you some examples, perhaps the construction of ENIAC, the development of Apple's Lisa or Macintosh computers, the Xerox Alto, the Colossus, Babbage's difference engine or analytical engine. There's a whole, there's far too many to post. And really, this first project first part of the project is really just designed to make sure you guys are headed in the right direction. So if you have any questions, certainly email me. The second one is just a revision of that. It really should be pretty close to a completed paper at that point. In particular, for that particular revision, I get a lot of feedback, so that's the only real one as close to being done as possible. And then the final revision is the one that's actually graded. It gives you a chance to address any shortcomings from the previous version and hopefully finish with a real strong grade. There's also a presentation that's due as part of the assignment. You can create it in PowerPoint. It really needs to just be a professional presentation. If it's something that you want to post on YouTube, or you want to be able to present it in some other fashion, let me know, shoot me an email, and we'll figure something out. There are alternatives, but for the most part, plan on a PowerPoint presentation that's narrated and auto advances. And then finally, associated with the semester project are peer evaluations. You need to evaluate both yourself as well as your peers on various criteria from a rating of 1 to 5, 1 being poor, 5 being the best. If you've had me before, something that's slightly different than what I've done before is if you score yourself or one of your teammates as a 1 or as a 5, you must include narrative explaining why you did that for that particular category. And this is really just designed to make sure that I can give meaningful feedback to those individuals. The idea is to help you guys improve what you're doing in terms of working as a team. But certainly don't just pick 4 so you don't have to do that. This does impact their grades, so you want to make sure that you're rating them as accurately as you can. The exams you won't be able to see yet. Certainly you can see the makeup of the exams there if you want to rewind the video as we move throughout the semester to kind of get a better idea about that. But I'll post this a little bit later on in the semester as well before the exams actually come up so that you can thumb through that. But those are at more specific times. The midterms open during a week. The final exam is open for the entire day, the day of final exams for the summer session. Below that, I've got supplemental materials. So course messages, if you happen to want to send an email directed to me. Certainly if it's about a grade or something, you want to do that rather than posting it to the discussion boards. Announcements, I try to send out once a week just to kind of make sure everybody's keeping up and we're all on the same page. Calendar, if you want to take a look at that and kind of keep track of what's due when, all those types of things. So here we have May. Let's go ahead and jump into June. You can kind of see these are for all my classes that I have posted. So let's see, all my stuff I tend to make due on Sundays. Let's see, PowerPoints. You have all the PowerPoints available to you. You're free to look through those if that's the way that you prefer to learn. Course lectures I will post here to kind of help you guys If there's something that I come up with, I'm going to try to record course lectures in this class this semester corresponding to each chapter. I don't want to make that promise, but it is certainly something that I'm going to try, and I'll post the links to them in here. Let's see. Groups. Again, we don't have any groups assigned yet. This is where you'll be able to do your group work. You'll be able to collaborate just with the other members of your group and be able to share information in that way. It's a good way to good place to kind of keep all your files, a good repository and a good way to track the progress of the group. There's other ways. You can certainly use Google Plus or something of that nature, but I'll leave that up to you. The idea is your graduate students find an effective way to collaborate. There's a link to my personal website there as well, and you can take a look at that if you'd like. I try to provide content on my personal website for students to be able to kind of use. I do apologize, it's not particularly responsive. It is a relatively cheap system that the server is running on. But you can drill down into the teaching and take a look at some of the courses that I've taught in the past. And for the ones that I've had time to set up, there's sample projects that are there that have been completed. I don't post the grades because those are private to the individual students, but I do post projects that have been done that are usually pretty well done. So you'll see, for example, there's some examples in here. And this is something I'm actually playing with, so you can look at that if you want. It's not done yet. I'm still working on that. But there's past syllabi, there's PowerPoints as well, there's sample projects, there's video presentations from those classes, and then actually some evaluations that I really need to update anyway myself. There's also a link to my personal YouTube channel if you'd like to take a look at that. That's where I post my videos. There's videos associated with this class. There will be videos associated with this class. There's videos associated with a lot of my previous classes. I've been trying to create channels as well, so that you can kind of keep track of videos that way. But there's a lot of content that's out there. There's a project management wiki, and we haven't done anything with this yet. I leave it completely up to you guys. It's a way for you guys to create class notes, if you will, for studying. And you can add to it as you will. You can delete from it as you will. It's really designed for you guys as a whole to be able to do whatever it is that you want with project management in terms of being able to take notes and study for the exam. So I just think it's a good way to kind of collaboratively do that. You can track your grades there. Obviously, I can't show you that. I'm not registered as a student in the class. And then finally, Blackboard help. And that allows you, if you've got any questions that are specific to Blackboard, about how to use it, things of that nature, you can take a look at that. So that is really our Blackboard shell in a nutshell, basically. I think it's fairly intuitive and fairly easy, fairly straightforward to follow. As I said earlier, I'll follow this up with a Blackboard video, or excuse me, a syllabus video to kind of go over some of the specific deliverables in a little bit more detail. But this is where we're going to be operating for the rest of the semester. So if you have any questions, by all means, shoot me an email and let me know what you need, what you think. Take care.